I apologize for not introducing myself earlier in the session. Several people came up to me. My name is Caroline Nevian, and together with Gavin McFadyen, I edited this conference. We brought our two worlds together. I'm a professor of technology at the Delft University of Technology in the Netherlands. And I organized 25 years ago the Galactic Hacker Party, and since then I follow all these movements. And that's the reason why I'm very happy that Gavin asked me to introduce Olia Lialina, one of my favorite stars for the last 10, 15 years of web conferences and hacker conferences. Because Olia, coming from Moscow, graduated as a journalist, but very soon became a net artist who challenges our imagination, but also how interfaces and aesthetics can open up our brain and create new possibilities, but can also reveal what we see, that we don't know anymore what we're dealing with. And you do this in a very playful, quite amazing way. So it's a very different discourse than your fantastic speech. But I think when we make the bridge to the young people, it's very fundamental what you're going to show us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me, for inviting me, for all these compliments, and for actually saying all this what I was going to talk about. Of course, it's very difficult to talk after such a talk we just heard. The only bridge I can take that I come from Moscow and I studied journalism during times of perestroika. And then there was the next perestroika that happened for me, and it's arrival of the World Wide Web in 1994. For me personally, and this is time, you know, that for many of us, so to say, the world changed or our own future changed. So you studied one thing, but you became another because you started to be involved in different activities. So just shortly, yes, I'm a net artist. I belong to this new media art scene that is trying to make computers, networks, systems visible. I just have here some screenshots, not some illustrations of the projects, maybe just to give a context. For example, many maybe you know, Prism by Julian Oliver and Danya Vasiliev, a beautiful installation that tries to give form to the Prism project, to the surveillance that is there but invisible. There are artists who are showing really the interfaces. Sometimes to show an interface means to build it big and to put in the real place, like this submit button by Johannes Osterhoff. Or to show interfaces that are really invisible interfaces, yeah? Like think about your touch devices. This is a beautiful work of Evan Roth. It is called Unlock Screen. Yeah, I think even without me saying that you would recognize this gesture. Now, work by Adi Wagenknecht. It's called Asymmetrical Love. She is a great Austrian artist, so she builds objects from the let's put it like this, beautiful objects from ugly ones, yeah, and from dangerous ones. The work you probably know by London artist James Bridle, Drone Shadow. So we show computers, we show networks, we show this and this, but we also have to show the drones, yeah, because you don't see them. But if you put the shadow of it on the street, then you at least start to think about it. The work by Sebastian Schmick that is called 10 kilograms from Google factory. This is sent from Google. It is from data center in Belgium. This is the cloud after it's shredded. So you can now say hello to your data. This is me, and this is just a screenshot, but let me show this for a moment. Open this work in another browser to go really online. Here, I said I'm a net artist, so all my existence is actually to show as much of the internet to you as possible, or of the World Wide Web in this case. Yeah, well, I'm not exposing here my legs or other parts of the body, though maybe it's the first thing you see, but the location of your browser. This work, it's an animated GIF. Yeah, animated GIFs are still popular, the second wave of popularity. But this GIF you can't open on your computer when it's offline. It has 18 frames and it is distributed through 25 servers. So it only works if all 25 servers are on and if your computer is online. So, and it can have different speed. If there is some problem somewhere or if you are experiencing troubles. Why I'm talking about it now and why to see location bar is impossible. Is important, because it's getting less and less possible. Yeah? The interfaces are developing in a way that you should see as less as possible of the interfaces. And when it comes to the browsers, you are not supposed even to think or to know that there is such thing as an address of something, what you are looking at. So it should be always like, it can be, of course, different scenarios, but you just search for it and you get it. And then this is what it is. And another thing what I do in my life, I keep GeoCities archive. GeoCities, had anybody ever had a web page on GeoCities here? Do you know what GeoCities is? The first free web hosting service was where many of us hosted our pages in the very beginning, in the middle of the 90s. This is a service that was it is supposed to be the most kitschy, the most bad taste on the online productions, and this service was bought by Yahoo in 1999, and it was killed by Yahoo in 2000. And the archive team managed to grab 1 terabyte of it. And me and my partner, Dragan Espenshit, we are working with this 1 terabyte of user data from early times, and we're making sense of it, we're restoring it, we're bringing it back online. And again, why I show it to you now, because these are not just funny pages made by amateurs. This is a tradition of working online when you are completely controlling the presentation, the look of what you are doing. Yeah, when you have to learn something to do stuff, at least something. Yeah, HTML is very forgiving language, but you had to learn it, and you could make presentation as you want it to be. It's also time that is very dear, should be very dear for us, because this is when people were making my version of something, like my Spice Girl web page. Yeah, so before Spice Girls had their own web page, somebody made it for them. That is a time when a lot of decisions were made by, a lot of choices and decisions were made by users, not by the developers. It's now would be a technical detail, but this frames, no frames, was a very important question to ask at that time in the middle of the 90s. And these were users who were deciding how all this should develop and thinking about choices and so on. Of course, there were a lot of silly and strange questions asked at that time. We deal with a lot of pages that are about the future. Yeah? There are an announcement like this, just wait, I will work for it, and it never happened. And questions like this that can be of course, a lot of actuality for us right now. Just one remark to the old web. I think it's very important that at this moment we are in the second wave of the interest to the early web. The first one was that, when all these star backgrounds became popular again, under construction signs, animated GIFs. But now there is a situation that there is come back to the services, not to the services, away from the services. Idea that you have to make your own web page. You don't have to make it funny, you don't have to make it with the star backgrounds, but you making a web page. Yeah? And this is something what gives you much more control in cyberspace. There is a book, Digital Folklore, that we made about it. And now, so keeping the early web, working in our scene that makes computer visible, 2 things that I do. And the third one, maybe the main part of my work, is I teach interface design students. I teach digital culture, digital art, and also actually the praxis of the interface design and web design. And it's a very strange situation, because interface design as a profession, it has its own vocabulary, and it gives the own meaning of the words that you normally would use differently. For example, the word transparency that was today pronounced several times. When we say that system should be transparent, yeah, we mean we demand that we want to have understanding of this system, right? In interface design, if you say that something is transparent, it means that it's invisible. Yeah? To design transparent interface means to make it easy to use, so that the user does not think about it, does not see it, does not ask questions. And just think about how many things that we are dealing with are designed, are given to us with this perception. So we live in the situation when we have designers who design transparent in their meaning of word interfaces. Plus to it, all this is based on the invisible computing paradigm in IT industry. So computer of the future should be invisible, Don Norman said in 1990. And every company in the world, every interface designer tries to fulfill it. So invisible computing paradigm, transparent interfaces, and then on the top of it, something what is called experience design that sums all this, brings us to the situation that there is, in general, change in the language we use, or we can read in the newspapers, what journalists say, or how it happened in the announcement of the conferences, what people talk at design symposiums. Like, look here, the word, maybe you've noticed it, maybe you never thought about it, but the word computer is exchanged with technology, interface with experience, and users with people. Yeah? The computer interface and users are not used anymore because it's too technical. And it would pose more questions. Technology, experience, people, it's sedative. Yeah? You are entertained, or you are given products you are using. This is from the commercial promotion of iPad in 2012. And it's from the trailer, and just, blah, blah, blah. But the last sentence, it's a more personal experience with technology than people have ever had. So it's experience and technology, and it's people. And experience design and the popularity of it, and the way that interface design is, in fact, now substituted by experience design. The academies, the faculties are changing their names. People are changing the way how they introduce themselves. And also in media, you hear it all the time. That's always about experiences. When it is experience, you don't ask questions. You don't want to see the computer. This is this Philips alarm clock is the favorite example for experience design. Because it does not matter how it works and how this product looks. It makes you wake up. As if there is sunrise. You are experiencing sunrise wherever you are. Yeah, this is maybe a very simple example. Airbnb website that is made in the following this paradigm, and you should all feel that as if you're already somewhere else. Yeah, you've already booked your room, and it will be easy and great there. A bit more extreme example, but I want to use it here. This is Pero, the most lovable and the most sold robot, the most sold lovable robot in the world. For the people when you don't have anybody to love anymore, you can have this beautiful thing. It is very nice to touch. It produces very nice sounds. It's like a baby, but it's also a seal and so on. But where is the experience, the role of experience design here, where experience, how it is provided? It's in the product design, yeah? And think about, oh, now I don't know this word in English. In German, it's Schnulle. Yeah, dummy. So you see, it is a charger, yeah? It's in a power plug, yeah? And yeah, think now, it is not, sorry, somewhere in the butt, yeah, of it, this power plug. Not just on the, not on the side, right? It would be just nothing. Yeah, it is here to, that it's human, that it's alive, that it's like a baby, yeah? You are, like this, you will hold it even more tenderly. You will not think about this as a system programmed by somebody else. You will feel as a person. You will not feel as a user of the computer. I called my talk here today Invisible Users, because I think it's very important to bring back this word, the word user, computer user, and to see ourselves as computer users, because this is maybe our last chance by this to see the computers. I'm talking about it oftenly, and recently a friend of mine said, yeah, this is, you have great intentions, but the word user is already so discredited, it's already so down. Will there be chance for it? Listen to this gentleman. Oops. Where is my sound? Again?
One of the horrible words we use is users. I am on a crusade to get rid of the word users. I would prefer to call them people.
People?
You know, we test people. What a strange thing. We design for people. We don't design for users.
And it can sound like very, very nice. Yeah, that's like as if you are. You should be pleased to be seen as a human, yeah, and not as a, I don't know who. But and everybody, the industry is following it. And this is the poster from the Facebook. Yeah? And do you think that people at Facebook really see you as a real person because they put away the word user away on this poster? And this is Jack Dorsey, the Twitter founder. He says, if I ever say the word user again, immediately charge me $140. And again sounds, oh, how nice. But what he means, that he wants to call you customer. Yeah, instead of user. He wants to see you as a customer. And really very important and great people, they come to these suggestions. This is Edward Tufte. He says that only 2 industries call their customers users: illegal drugs and software. It was also from 2006 that important internet entrepreneur Derek Pavasic said actually the same, and it is a very right statement, by the way, he made here. He said that general user-generated content is a terrible phenomena, and with this I agree. But it's not the word user that has to be attacked in this connection, because listen now to this old Tron quotation. Can you make it a bit louder?
I work at a savings and loan. I can't play these video games.
Sure you can, pal. You look like an astral athlete if I ever saw one.
Who, me? Are you kidding? No, I run out to check on T-bill rates. I get out of breath. Hey, look, you guys are going to make my user, Mr. Henderson, very angry. He's a full branch manager.
Great. Another religious nut.
I'd say welcome, friend. But not here, not like this.
I don't even know what I'm doing here.
You believe in the users?
Yeah, sure. If I don't have a user, then who wrote me?
That's what you're doing here. But
It is 1984, and as you can see, the word user is pronounced here with a lot of respect. But not only this is interesting here. The interesting is that the word user means both the manager and the person who wrote the program. So user is not somebody who is dumb. It's just, it can be somebody who didn't write the program, but it can be also somebody who did, yeah, who used the system. And this is in the history, in the computing history. And even if we go before, yeah, and not connect, not to, without saying, yeah, sorry, but computer users has nothing to do with drug addicts at all. Yeah, these are computer users. But if we just think about the word user, there is a I was very glad to find this quote from Raymond Williams from his book Keywords, where he writes about the word consumer. Yeah? And he says, if we were not consumers but users, we might look at society very differently. For the concept of use involves general human judgment. We need to know how to use things and what we're using them for, and also the effect of particular users on our general life. But why is it important to see the users? Not only because you have to, by this you would know that you are using computer system and that there are interfaces and computers actually everywhere. I insisted on it in order for users to be able to protect their rights. So to protect the rights of computer users. There is a user rights at contemporary home computing org where you can demand something, and then it will appear in this form. And we have now very interesting demands, and it is important for us to bring it on the level that it doesn't stay just general, yeah, just general demands for whatever, for the better life, but that it is about the communication with the computer and this users-developers relations, so users or services, they use relations. There are demands to see the computer, to own data, to install free software on your own computer. But what's more important, as I said, when it comes to the details, to the real-life experiences. So, of course, it should be the right to install free software on your own computer. But it's also important to know wherever my hardware will run free software. Yeah? So when you come to the shop, we are expecting that you should be informed about it. Yeah? It's the duty of the dealer to give you the right information. And there were demands to we computer users demand the right to disconnect, to view offline, securely delete my history, to actually delete my account, to be ungoogleable, to log out. This is what people are suggesting. And for a moment, I want to stop at this to log out right, the importance of it. Because we talk a lot about the right, our civil right for privacy, right? But when it goes down to using the exact systems, what does it mean? How this right should be executed? So it should be possible to, I don't know what is this all here about. Yeah, the cloud is there again. The right to disconnect didn't work. So yeah, what does it mean? In reality, practically, that you have the right to log out. And maybe you don't notice it, but we are losing it constantly. Yeah? And all this is made sometimes not with a bad intention, but to make life easier for you. Yeah, that it's faster for you to log in again, that you don't see it. Some rights, you can say what people want. You maybe sometimes can't distinguish it from are these caprices or are these real demands? Right, to a web browser, to see the URL, as I said, to have a real keyboard, to use cable, to resume where I left off, to copy and paste, to pull, to reply, all. And one of the most important one, and I will come into the end now, the right to undo. This, what on Apple is Command Z, yeah, or Control Z on PC computers. The right, it's important to talk about it now because I don't know if you noticed or not, but on mobile devices it's almost not possible to undo now. Do you know how to undo on iPhone? Do everybody know how to undo on iPhone? You don't know. Yeah. Yeah, you have to shake it like this, yeah? On Android, it doesn't work at all as a command to, so to say, inter-application command. Yeah, on Windows Phone as well. And when I talk about it, so many iPhone users didn't think about it, didn't check this shake function because there was never an idea that you can undo. You didn't have this need, you didn't feel this need to undo something because you didn't do anything. Yeah, and you didn't do anything, I tell it not to offend you, but because you are using applications that are designed in a way that provide you very smooth and direct way to the things you are doing. But the right to undo is very important because to keep it, because it was designed in the 70s as in respect to the users, to the people who didn't design the system but want to do something with the computers. This is the first thing. The second one, it's a so to say, general purpose command. It's the same everywhere. It is, so to say, stupid command. It doesn't poke its nose to what you are doing. It's just doing this. And also this is, and when we come to the world of invisible computers, think about it, that undo is the only sign that shows to you that there's a computer system in front of you. If you can undo, means you are in virtual world. If you can't, then you are in real life or on Android. It will be very helpful. Thank you.